Look up at a bright blue sky or a blank white wall. Now wait, there it is. A squiggly thread, a tiny dark ring, something drifting slowly across your vision. You move your eye to catch it. It slides away. You move again. It moves again. You've been doing this your whole life, and you've never once caught it. Here's what most people believe. Floaters are tiny bits of debris, dust, dead cells, microscopic particles floating around inside the eyeball like sediment in a snow globe. That mental model feels right. You see something moving in your eye. Something must be in there. It's wrong. What you're seeing isn't inside your eye in the way you think, and what you're tracking doesn't exist at the location you're tracking it. Here's the first contradiction. The thing you see drifting across your vision is not a solid object your eye is looking at. It's a shadow your retina is receiving. These two things sound similar. They are not. If it were a floating object, you could follow it. You can't. Every time you move your eye, it shifts, because it's not moving on its own. Your movement is moving it. That's the first clue that you're looking at the wrong thing. Your eye is mostly empty space. About 80% of the eyeball is filled with a clear gel called the vitreous humor. Vitreous means glass-like. This gel is made of collagen fibers, thin protein strands, suspended in water. When you're young, they stay perfectly organized and let light pass straight through. As you age, the fibers start to break down. They clump together. They contract. They sometimes peel away from the back of the eye. Those clumps block light. Not completely, but enough to interrupt it. When interrupted, light hits your retina, the light-sensitive layer at the back of your eye. Your retina doesn't register brightness at that spot. It registers shadow. That shadow is what you see, not the clump's shadow. Think of a projector throwing light onto a screen. Now hold a crumpled piece of cellophane in front of the lens. The screen doesn't show you the cellophane. It shows you a blurry, shifting ghost of it. A shadow of its shape cast by interrupted light. The cellophane is in one place. The shadow appears somewhere else entirely. That's exactly what a floater is. The clump sits in the vitreous humor, somewhere between your lens and your retina. What your retina receives is its shadow, projected backward. That's why you can never catch it. You're reaching for the shadow on the screen, not the object in front of the lens. Here's something almost no one knows. Some of your floaters aren't even from aging. Before you were born, your vitreous humor was threaded with blood vessels. These vessels fed the developing lens. Once the eye finished forming, they were supposed to disappear. Most of them did, but some left traces, tiny remnants of fetal blood vessel structure still drifting in your vitreous decades later. One of them even has a name, the Mittendorf dot. It's a small opacity left behind by a vessel that connected to the back of your lens during development. When you see certain floaters, you may be looking at the shadow of something that was supposed to vanish before you were born. Now here's where it changes. Most floaters are harmless. They appear gradually. They stay consistent. They drift across your visual field in predictable ways. But there's a different experience that looks almost identical. Sudden floaters, a shower of dark spots arriving all at once. Flashes of light in your peripheral vision, a dark curtain or shadow creeping across a part of your visual field. That's not the same thing. That's the vitreous gel physically pulling away from the retina, called vitreous detachment. As it peels, it can drag on the retina itself. That dragging is what causes the flashes. If the pull is strong enough, it can tear the retina. A torn retina can lead to retinal detachment. That is a medical emergency. The same phenomenon, two completely different causes. One is your eye's normal history. The other needs a doctor within hours. Most people spend years watching floaters without ever questioning what they actually are. They're not debris, they're not dust, they're not signs of damage, they're shadows cast by protein structures that have been forming in your vitreous since childhood, and in some cases, since before birth. Every floater drifting across your vision is a shadow cast by a protein clump that's been forming since before you could speak. Your eye isn't showing you something wrong, it's showing you its own autobiography. If this surprised you, subscribe. We post a new body mystery every day.